Hi guys, welcome to La Paz, Bolivia. Got in 2 nights ago, which was actually on my birthday, so traveled from Sorata and got in later in the afternoon. I've been staying at Wild River, which is a party hostel, and the whole idea there was to celebrate my birthday. So anyways, after I got in that first day, just explored a little bit. Wasn't too much time before it got dark, but went to Mirador, Killi, which is a viewpoint close by where you can get a really great view of the city. La Paz is a city surrounded by mountains, so there's a lot of really great views. And also afterwards walked to Plaza Murillo, which I would say is the main plaza, also close by to the hostel. So just walked around there a bit, and then later went back to celebrate my birthday. So inside the hostel, it's actually Irish owned, so they have an Irish pub inside. So ended up going in there, grabbing a bite to eat, sat at the bar, and partook in all the happy hours they have. So they have a happy hour for beer, they had a happy hour with rum and vodka. Then they had this thing called a train bomb where they line up all these glasses and then they fill shot glasses, put those on top of the glasses, and then they knock the first one in and they all fall on the glasses, basically like dominoes, one after the other. So it looks really cool. So anyways, hung out there. I wasn't really sure exactly how it was gonna happen because I didn't know anyone when I arrived, but this guy ended up sitting next to me at the bar, so just ended up chatting with him the whole night, just having fun. It was like really lively place. And then afterwards danced later. Oh, and then they found out, or I told them at some point, that it was my birthday, so I wasn't sure like if they had any specials going on. So first one of the bartenders at some point like gave me a shot and took one with me, so I thought at a point that was gonna be it, and then later they called my name out, made me get on the bar, and then gave me 3 shots back to back. So it was a lot of drinks, let's just say that. But anyways, it ended up being a fun night. And the next day was off to a slow start. So as you could imagine, I slept in pretty late and then just kind of hung out at the hostel, took it easy for a while. Till later in the afternoon, I headed out and then explored actually like pretty much most of the city. So I went to this park called Parque Urbano Central, walked along there. They have this really long pedestrian bridge that goes through the park. Then later I walked around this area called Sopocachi, which is a nice part of La Paz. It has some nice areas around the city, but overall I wouldn't say it's like the nicest one I visited. It's still pretty poor and lots of not so nice areas. But I did like this section. Went to Parque Abaroa, also that was Plaza Abaroa, and then Parque Mirador El Monticlo, which is another park, pretty park with a nice view as well, and Plaza España. And then later I walked along this area called El Prado, which is along this main avenue, but in between the two-way traffic, they have kind of this pedestrian, nice walking area. You can walk along between the streets. So checked out that area. Then went to this plaza called Plaza Sucre, and afterwards went to this street called Calle Sagárnaga, which is near the cathedral. And then basically it's a street with lots of shops and things like that, some restaurants, good place to go to buy stuff. I actually ended up getting these earrings. They're only like 10 Bolivianas, so I decided to take advantage. Plus, it's my birthday, so I can do that. Besides, I bought myself some chocolate the other day too. Anyways, so walked along that street. They have lots of markets around there. There's one called the Witches Market, which has nothing to do with witches, but anyways, that's the name. Also this Mercado Lanzada, this other marketplace. There's literally people just all over the street selling stuff. So you just see that everywhere, like selling all sorts of stuff. So if you need to buy anything, you can just walk around that area and find tons of stuff. So walked along that area and then actually ended up coming to where I am now, called Calle Jaén, if that's the name. It's a cute street with painted buildings you might be able to see in the background. There's also a lot of art galleries and museums here, although a lot are closed today, I guess because it closes earlier in the weekend. So anyways, walked along the street and then back to this other pedestrian street with lots of shops. Walked down there and that takes you like back to Plaza Murillo, where my hostel is as well. So checked out that whole area. And took it easy at night because didn't feel like drinking anymore. Definitely not after celebrating the night before. I did end up getting some buffalo wings last night though that were really good, surprisingly. Just passed by this place, it sounded good and it looked like it might be good, so I decided I tried it out and I was pretty impressed. So it's nice to have a nice meal every now and then that's, again, different from the usual. So that was good. And then today I've been exploring a little bit more. I actually had salteñas for, I guess you could say, breakfast slash lunch, which are like empanadas, and I had read about this place that ended up being close by to the hostel, so checked it out. I actually went there the day before, but it was closed because they closed in the afternoon, which is why I ended up having the wings, but they were really good. I was also impressed with that. So they're baked and they're stuffed. I got a chicken, a meat, and a vegetable one, but they're all really tasty. So I had that and then was exploring the city by telefericos. So in La Paz, besides all the minibuses that go around, they actually have cable cars that go all around the city as public transportation. I think there's 7 lines. So I ended up taking, I want to say, 5 different ones. Just kind of did a loop around the city. And again, you can get some great views from up there because it's just really high up and you get to see everything. Passed by this area called El Alto, which is high up, where a lot of the locals live. Also crossed over this cemetery that's famous. I forget exactly what I read about it, but it looks really different. People there are cremated and then they're put in all these boxes, kind of. So you see all these buildings with all these different like cutout boxes. It looks really, really different. So anyways, passed over that. And then after doing my own little tour by teleférico, I've just been walking around a little bit more back to Calle Jaén right now. So you can see it a little bit more in the day now. I walked in some of the art galleries today. A lot of the museums, again, as I mentioned, are closed. And probably mostly take it easy the rest of the day. Walk around a bit more, maybe stop by a cafe. Not sure about tonight. Still not sure I'm really up to partying again, but the hostel does have this movie room, so I'm thinking I might take advantage of that later. A side note before I forget, the garbage trucks here play music, which sounds similar to like our ice cream trucks, so I thought that was really interesting because, yeah, it's garbage trucks, but definitely like crossed by a couple and noticed that, so I guess that's the thing here. Planning on staying one more day, I think, tomorrow to go to see this match, which is by Las Cholitas, it's called, which is kind of like those wrestling matches, I want to say, in Mexico, except it's local women from here. So they're in their local dress, which is like a skirt. They wear these kind of hats, almost like bowler hats, and they always have braids, 2 braids, kind of like Pippi Longstocking style. So that's the traditional dress. You see that here and a lot in Peru as well, I noticed. And then anyways, it's supposed to be like fun or funny. A friend of mine from home had seen this and she said it was fun. So I'm thinking I'll check that out tomorrow. And then from there go to Coroica or Coroico, which is kind of in the jungle, mountains, lots of activities and things there. And it's supposed to be warmer as well. So that's the tentative plan for now. Let me show you the view of the street. Looks like a tour is coming through here now, so you'll see a lot of people, but you can still see the views, which are really nice. And you can see the view of the city in the background, which is really pretty. Looks like that all over the place. Here's the other end of the street. And this nice little gallery cafe inside that I've been hanging out at a little bit. Anyways, that's about it. So I'm going to take off, hang out a bit more, and probably talk to you guys from Coroico, I think is the plan. Talk to you soon. Bye.